Hey everyone, hope your week's going well. So as you know, this week we're going to be talking about Young Living products. We're going to be talking about how to use them, what they're good for, what they're made of, what they do, and we're going to be touching on some of your favorite products from the post yesterday. The first thing that I want to talk about today is compliance. I am a huge stickler when it comes to compliance, being compliant, teaching compliantly, being 100% compliant with what it is you do and say about Young Living products. So there's going to be parts of this video that I'm going to be really real and honest. I'm going to talk about some of my pet peeves, some different things that we need to know when we're talking about Young Living products. And don't take it personal. Just remember everything that I'm saying really is for the safety of your and my business. It's for the safety of Young Living. Everything that we do impacts Young Living, and it impacts other distributors who are in this business as well. So really think about that. Really remember that when you're about to do that post, you're about to make that comment. A lot of times I have found that there's two types of people. Well, really three, I guess. There's the person that's always compliant, who just sticks to it no matter what. They're compliant. They don't complain about it. They know it's what they have to do, and they just do it. The second is the person that actively tries to be compliant and they just don't understand all the rules. They don't know what it is they can say and they make innocent mistakes. Then the third is the person who just doesn't care. I've heard so many times from people, well, Young Living has to be compliant. I don't in my business. At one point, I believed that, right? I've heard so many different things. It doesn't matter. No one's ever going to catch me. No one watches my Facebook Lives. It's a video. I can take it down. Anything that you say can be held against you. And Young Living will suspend your accounts if you have that mentality that it just doesn't matter. So take it serious. Don't be that person who just posts something and doesn't care. Take it serious and understand that it is a serious thing. And truthfully, if you understand compliance and you understand how to do it, you're going to not be stopped or limited. You can say anything that you want to say about the product and help your customer understand the product in a compliant way. So let's go ahead and dive into a few points. So first off, we're compliance. What can we say? Okay, what can't we say? These two are probably the biggest things, right? So many people don't know what they can say. Well, when you're talking compliance, always talk about what the product does. Use the product. Look at the product, okay? So if you have a vitality oil, read the usages on the label. That's going to give you a way to use that product, okay? Yes, sometimes it's quite vague, but look at it. Go off of what it says. If it says it's for topical use, talk about it topically. So if it says lavender, okay, is a great oil for topical use, then talk about it. Did you know you can apply lavender topically? Did you know you can add lavender to your lotion and apply it to your skin? Those are all compliant claims. Now, you can't sit there and say, oh, I have horrible dry skin, super dry, chapped, whatever you want to say, and lavender will hydrate my skin. Lavender will fix that. That is not something you can say. So use the label first off, see what it says, follow its usage, topical, cosmetic, whatever it may say, okay? Don't make claims. Don't talk about it treating your asthma. Don't talk about it working and helping your hormones. Don't talk about it fixing your cold. It doesn't relieve pain and sore muscles unless you're talking about the Cool Azul pain cream. Other than that, you can't say it, okay? Or you can't take, my other thing that I hear a lot is, oh, well, this oil is in Cool Azul pain cream, which means I can now talk about that oil in that way. That's not the case. Stick to the usages that are on the bottle and the product, and you will never have a problem. Now, I'm not saying to tell everyone, because this is going to get tricky. You can't tell everyone that every oil is topical. No one wants to hear, oh yeah, it's topical, just apply it. Give them creative ways to use that product. And we'll talk a bit more about that later. But be smart. Don't make claims. Don't hint around to things. So you can't say something like, oh, my sinuses, or I have a cold, I'm super congested, I am going to put this oil on my shoulders, and wow, my sinuses are open. I'm no longer coughing. That is a testimonial. That is hinting around to it. You can't do that. So you can say, oh man, I have a sinus infection and I am so grateful for RC. It really helps support a healthy immune system, a healthy respiratory system. But don't make claims. Be smart about it, because remember, it's your business. You don't want to put all of this work into it and then with one wrong claim, your account is suspended. Now, granted, Young Living is going to work with you. They're going to warn you. They're going to help you. They're going to teach you. But you have to do your part. And at some point, it could cause trouble for you. Okay? The next is compliance the same across the world? It is not. And we're going to talk a bit more about that in a minute. You have to be careful. Learn about Young Living and learn about it globally. And again, we'll talk about this a bit. I can say what I want to, and YL has to be compliant. Not the case, guys. This is like I was talking about earlier. You cannot have the mentality that you can make claims and Young Living is the one that has to be compliant, and it doesn't matter what you say. That is not the case, okay? Remember, you have resources available. Use them. In your virtual office, there's all kinds of information on compliance. There's a letter from Gary. There's things to say and not to say. Use your labels on the products for how to use. Use the Young Living Facebook page for examples. Use your personal website, because that has all of the compliant information you need. It talks about the products. It talks about how to use them. It talks about what's in them and how they're made in the seed to seal process. And it is all compliant. Use your resources and you won't have an issue. Remember, we don't make claims. We don't treat things. We're not health professionals. Some of you may be nurses and different things, but our job is not to diagnose or treat these people with this product. Not even to the point of calling them and saying, oh, what are some of your issues? Let me help you. That's not our area, guys. That's not what we do. Use the product and love the product and find creative ways to use it and share that with people. Okay, international compliance. So every country is different. Okay, first off, Health Canada. In Canada, there is a certain number of products that have been registered. These products have been registered to make health claims. They are registered with Health Canada and they're able to make claims. So for instance, Deep Relief, they can talk about the muscle pain. Peppermint, they can talk about how it'll help with stomach aches. They can do that. Now, that does not mean because it's okay in Canada that it would be okay in other countries. Now, in Canada, for instance, they cannot consume the oils. They're not able to take them internally. So just because peppermint can help with digestion and it can help with stomach pain, they have to apply it topically. They have to put it on their stomach. They have to use it that way. Okay? Now, the US, different market. We can't say that peppermint will treat sore stomachs, that it will help with stomach pain, that it'll ease your problems. We can't do that. But we can say it will help support a healthy digestive system. It will help support a healthy immune system. And we can take the oils internally. Remember, that's why we have our Vitality line. Those oils can be taken internally as food flavorings, dietary aids, health supplements. Again, read your usage. Go onto your website and learn more about these Vitality oils because they are absolutely amazing and it's something that we can do. Other international markets have different requirements. So remember, it's the exact same product, the exact same oil, but based off of the government in those countries, Young Living has had to register the products differently. They have to register them based off of the laws of the land that they're opening in. So for instance, in Mexico, for the longest time, Mexican product was only registered as something that could be used on your skin, something that could be aromatic or diffused. That was it. Up until recently, they have now launched their Plus line, which is the equivalent of the Vitality line, and they have oils that can be taken internally. In Australia, they have oils that are registered as food flavorings. So those are the oils that can be registered, or I'm sorry, that can be taken internally. That does not mean they're dietary supplements like the Vitality line. It simply means that they're food flavoring. So lemon can be used to flavor guacamole or a lemon cookie. It cannot be used as a dietary supplement. Every country has different registrations and different claims. As you grow your business, it's important to understand these countries. It's important to understand the claims that you're making. If you're going to promote something on Facebook and you have a team that's in Canada and you have a team that's in the US, you need to have separate pages for them. You need to be able to teach them differently how to use the product, because you can't be in Canada talking about using peppermint for sore stomachs and posting it on a US page for all your US members. You have to be smart about it. Make sure you're understanding internationally how Young Living is different, how compliance changes based off of your country. If you just go off of the uses in the US and you're 100% compliant, you will still not be compliant in every other country. So learn it. As you expand, understand it, know the differences, know the ins and outs, and understand that it's done that way because Young Living wants to get the products into the country legally, and they want to do so quickly. They want to be able to expand in a way that is honorable, and that's one of the things that makes Young Living different. They're not like these other companies that just go and grow and expand without taking the time to go through the compliance, to get things registered correctly. So do that. Take the time to make that a priority. Learn internationally how to explain and understand the product. Okay, what to say. Be smart, guys. Like I said, we've talked about this a couple of times. Be smart with what you say. Say things like how the product was made. Talk about the product and use the usages from the label and your website, and then give them ways to do that. If they say it's topical, like I said with the lavender, talk about how they can use it topically. Talk about how it can go in their diffuser. Talk about the fun atmosphere it will create. Talk about those things. Don't make claims. Be smart. Okay? What not to say. Again, we've talked about this. Don't make claims. Don't treat or diagnose anyone. Don't say things that you know. Also, don't share something. So if you see something, so for instance, if you see something from Canada and this person is a friend of yours and they make claims about peppermint oil, well, guess what? They're legally allowed to do that because they're in Canada, it's their Facebook page, and they're sharing that. However, you cannot share that same file or image on your Facebook because it's not going to be compliant. Make sure you're smart. Make sure you watch what you're sharing and watch what you're saying. Okay, one of the things that I teach the people on my team is talk about how and not what. So, what is the oil used for? I try to avoid that as much as possible and talk about how to use the oil. How do I use the oil? How can they use the oil? How can the oil be used or implemented into their daily life? That is what I like to do. Okay, so again, back to lavender. What does lavender do? I've seen so many claims from people, oh, it'll help you sleep, it's going to relax you, it's going to remove stress. You can't say those things. But what you can say is lavender will help create a calming atmosphere. Lavender will diffuse lavender at night to help help create an atmosphere of calming or a calming or relaxation atmosphere, a relaxing or calming atmosphere. Sorry, I got stuck on my words there. But be creative and show how to use it. Okay, yeah, you're tired after a long day and you hurt. Well, you can't say that Panaway is going to get rid of those sore muscles, but you can say, wow, it's been a long day. I'm going to apply Panaway to my feet because it's a topical, it's something that can be used on the skin topically. I'm going to apply Panaway to my feet, and it helps support the muscular system. Okay? Or the Cool Azul pain cream. You can talk about how it will help relieve the pain. Use what Young Living has given us. Use the labels and understand that. Okay? Be creative, guys. Have fun with this. Pinterest is a great place to just go on, create a board, and have fun. Learn about creative ways to use the product. You're going to see a lot of ways that are not compliant. That's okay. Read them, learn from them, use them, and then teach those same techniques in a compliant way. Be creative as you think about this, okay? In conclusion, just remember to be compliant, please. I don't want to lose my business. I don't want Young Living to be in trouble. I don't want you to lose your business because someone is not being compliant. Think before you post, before you speak, before you send out an email to make sure things are compliant, to make sure you're sharing things correctly. It's going to help you be more successful in your business. It's going to help Young Living be more successful. And it's going to help set us apart from the others, the other companies who don't care as much about compliance. Focus on it. Be compliant. Commit today to not be that person that just posts or says whatever. Because we are all a team here and we all need to be compliant together for the overall success of Young Living and our businesses. Have a great week, guys.